Alright friends, this is my live video three-peat. I got one more in me, had to make one appropriate for each channel. But these are my personal thoughts on the George Floyd verdict. I didn't want to give it on the ORJC page, on the Conversations page, because those pages are based more on letting other people have their opinion and have their voice. But for me, this is my moment, and this is my voice, and this is my opinion. So feel free to do with it what you will. My thoughts on the George Floyd verdict is that there's a very important difference that we need to realize is happening right now. And one is accountability and one is justice. Hey Brenda, how are you doing? I think that in this moment we're seeing accountability. Derek Chauvin is being forced to have accountability for his actions by the justice system, right? Guilty on all three counts, which in my mind, I hate to say it, but I'm shocked that it happened, right? I'm incredibly shocked that it happened, but it did. But this is accountability. This is stage one. Right, and we have so many more stages to go as a country, and I think that this is accountability, but we need to continue to work for justice. Does that delineation make sense? You guys drop an emoji if it does. But I think the thing is that here we see that finally, hey Megan, how are you? Finally, out of somewhere, out of some way, out of something, finally, a white cop is being held accountable for their actions. Allison, how are you? I think that we're seeing that this is a moment that should have been coming, right? What should have been is the minimum, just as Black Lives Matter is the minimum. Derek Chauvin should have been convicted, and he was. Awesome. But next, that's a whole different thing. This is accountability, and we need to work for justice, right? Justice is when we change a system that creates Derek Chauvin. Justice is when we change politicians that encourage Derek Chauvin. Justice is when we change a culture that breeds Derek Chauvin, right? This is accountability. And this is accountability that is long overdue. This is accountability that should have happened so long ago. But don't get it confused with justice, because then we get comfortable, right? This is good, but we need to work for better. And the thing is that we need to work for better for the whole system, right? This was a one-off. This was a one-off moment accountability. We need to work to make sure that the system is just so that this does not happen again. And if the system that we have is not capable of delivering consistent justice, then you tear it down. Sorry, not sorry. But if this system can't present justice on a regular basis, then we tear it down and we do something different. We do something different. I do not want to undermine that this verdict was huge, because it was huge and it was important and it was necessary, and George Floyd fucking deserved it. And George's family deserved it. But justice is everything that we do from here on out. Because if we convict Derek Chauvin, but we let this happen again, that is the heart of injustice. Justice is for everyone. There's an Aboriginal activist quote that is one of my favorites, and it says that if you've come to me to save me, that doesn't work. But if you've come to me because your liberation is bound up in our success and in our community life, that is what will make change. And please forgive me, that's a paraphrase, but that's the idea here. If we've come to this moment for justice for George, yes, this has been achieved. I didn't do it, but someone has. But the issue is that we need justice in the long term. Justice that says we're not going to let this happen again. We're going to evaluate the systems that created this moment, and that we are going to change. That, my friends, is justice. This is accountability, but the fight for justice continues. Celebrate tonight. Mourn tonight. Find peace tonight. But tomorrow, wake up prepared to take on the system that made this issue of a verdict questionable, because it shouldn't have been questionable. It shouldn't have happened, and if it did, it shouldn't have been questionable. But here we are, all surprised that the verdict happened. We must work for justice because this is accountability. Celebrate it. Take solace in it. Do what you need to do with it. But tomorrow, wake up ready to fight for more and ready to fight the systemic issues that let this situation happen. Rest in peace, George Floyd.